In the world of television began broadcasting a lot of new series. Among them, there are series that were eagerly awaited before they started. We've selected for you the shows that we found interesting and that we think are the highest rated of all the new shows. The End of Frost is the sun, or the sun after frost. Guns is a student who has just graduated from university. She was planning to go abroad to continue her master's studies, but her plans are ruined when she learns that her brother has been imprisoned. Ganesh intends to fight for justice and wants to get to the bottom of the situation with her brother. Ayaz, the heir of a rich family, comes to her aid and falls in love with her. As time passes, the lovers learn a lot about themselves and their families. Leylifer. Meryem, formerly known as Maria, travels to Istanbul with her husband Kemal and children for her sister's wedding. But their dreams of returning to Spain are shattered. Kemal disappears, and soon he is found dead in a burned-out car with a strange woman. Meryem is convinced he's been murdered, and decides to stay in Istanbul until she finds the culprit. Suddenly finding herself in a foreign city, she has to start her life from scratch among people who treat her with suspicion and a society that hardly accepts her. But even in this difficult situation, Meryem finds support and love in the person of Aziz, the craftsman, who created her Leylifer engagement ring. The light of the precious stone illuminates their path, helping Meryem to find herself again and find a new meaning of life. Each day she becomes more rooted in this new world, turning her pain into strength and hope. Black Heart. Summer was forcibly married many years ago. During the marriage, she gave birth to twins whom she was forced to leave behind in her husband's home. The woman decided to start a new life. She moved away, married a second time, and for many years she carefully hid her past from the world. But her longing for her children forces her to make a mistake that will affect the lives of many people. Is a tense Turkish drama with a crime angle. Leave It to the Wind. The romantic comedy will present fans of the genre with a funny, fascinating, and romantic story of Aslı and Ece. At the center of the plot of the movie is the story of Aslı Mansoy and Ece. The main characters have known each other since childhood, as their fathers were not only business partners, but also good friends. This meant that Ece and Aslı often spent time together as children. However, their paths diverged for many years when they left for different cities to study and building their careers. Suddenly, circumstances forced Aslı to return home. Her father Arif Bey had serious business problems, and she had to come to the rescue. Meeting again, Aslı and Ece found that their relationship did not work out at all as they had expected. Ece didn't want to get involved in the family business and preferred to spend his time outdoors, enjoying his freedom. Aslı, on the other hand, was determined and rational, ready to fight to save the company with new plans and ideas. Holding. The plot of the series reveals the story of a young girl who finds herself in the center of many trials, set up by people from her environment. They seek to destroy her dreams and make her feel her own powerlessness. Despite being a world record holder in free diving, she lacks the kind of the support and strength she dreamed of. Even the people closest to her are scheming, preventing her from moving forward. But her problems are not limited to her family's troubles. Much more dangerous opponents stand in her way, including the mafia, which intends to do everything possible to keep her goals out of reach. Siege. The plot of the series Siege is based on the complex relationship between Osman and his lover Nihal. Once Osman and Nihal linked strong feelings, passion literally blew his head off. But then came the cooling off period, and they decided to separate. But between them there was a real war for the possession of a luxurious and prestigious mansion, standing at the seaside. Strangely enough, this luxurious house for each of the heroes is a symbol of something deeper and more valuable than ordinary real estate. Each of them has their own memories associated with the place. Besides, the mansion represents status and respect. The struggle for the mansion becomes an arena for the display of the strongest human emotions and intrigue, making the series incredibly exciting and intense. Love, marriage, divorce. The series immerses viewers in a dramatic and emotionally intense story about the fate of three women, Gunnar, Naz, and Gay. In the center of attention are not only their personal relationships, but also deep inner feelings that accompany them on the difficult path of love, marriage, and divorce. The plot unfolds with an intriguing scene where the girls find themselves involved in a mysterious and tense situation. They bury a man's body together. This shocking twist sets the tone for the entire narrative, promising that viewers will be immersed in an atmosphere of suspense from the first minutes to the finale. The series offers an in-depth look into the lives of these three women, showing how their destinies intertwine and what challenges they overcome along the way. This project is not just a relationship drama, it is a heartfelt exploration of the female soul, showing how love and divorce can be a source of both destruction and renewal. The bonus of today's selection is the series Wild. The story tells of the intertwined destinies, passion, and conflicts of the characters searching for their place in the endless struggle between love and commitment. Dive into a world of complex emotional decisions and unexpected plot twists that makes you empathize with everyone involved in the exciting events. The series is suitable for those who appreciate the depth of characters and unpredictability of events. If you have already watched this series, please write a commentary review to help other viewers with the choice to watch or not to watch this series. The Life That Unites Us. The plot of the series tells the story of the life of Munevver Hanım, a representative of a noble family. For many years, she led a quiet and secluded life in her luxurious mansion, where her only companion was her faithful and experienced maid, Susan. But everything changed one night when a little girl appeared on her doorstep. This little girl turned out to be the granddaughter of Munevver Hanım, whom she did not even know existed. The necklace around little Mina's neck awakens memories of the past in Munevver Hanım and forces her to search for her daughter she hasn't seen in years. In the process of this search, long-forgotten secrets surface. As they are uncovered, the heroine's life changes dramatically. A Tale of Love is a melodrama about the difficult power of love and power. It is a magical tale about the incredible love between Commissioner Mahir, who is a police officer, famous for his honesty and loyalty in the fight for justice and acts on the principle of never giving up, which is proud of his father, and the girl Suburcu Yazgi Joskin. Between them, love erupts. Their romance is born in a fairy tale atmosphere intertwining magic and reality, their hearts already given to each other. The opposition of relatives and social constraints cannot extinguish their feelings, but ahead of them still await great challenges. Whether you are interested in this series, write in the comments, it is very important. Counterfeiter tells the story of Adam, a mint officer, and how the system turns him into a counterfeiter who prints counterfeit money. The situation becomes even more complicated when Kartal, who is the complete opposite of Adam, meets the police officer Ice. The main theme of the series is based on moral dilemmas and complex relationships of the characters with each other. LEILA is a Turkish version of the Brazilian project Prospect of Brazil, which has long been popular in many countries around the world. The main storyline is centered on a beautiful and intelligent girl, LEILA, who finds herself in the hands of a heartless, cruel stepmother with her own ambitions, completely breaking all her childhood dreams and hopes. All her childhood unhappy LEILA spent in fear and suffering. But the main loss was the death of her own father, whose death was also on the stepmother's conscience. LEILA was sure of this 100%. After the death of her father, the stepmother throws LEILA out on the street. The girl survives in the struggle for her life. Forgive the stepmother is not able to, and she dreams of revenge for all her suffering. Already in adulthood, the girl still has not been able to completely get rid of the fear and terror that bound her heart once. She has long struggled with her complexes and with the wounds on her soul. Tale of Ashes, or Ash Tale. The series tells the story of Ozga, who works as an ordinary cook in one of the city's restaurants, having got acquainted with the heir of one of the richest families in Turkey, Erat Jireli. Between young people bursts passionate romance, culminating in marriage. The spouses move to the house of her husband, where instead of the joy of family life, the girl will have to experience the horror of the insidious intrigues of a powerful family. In addition, the wife faces sudden fits of anger on the part of her beloved, caused by mental problems. The existence of the heroine turns into a hell, which she could not imagine even in the most terrible dream. Another test, a complete discord with her sister Bihai, frantically dreaming of wealth and ready to go to their goal in spite of the suffering of others. But this is not the end of Özge's nightmares. She has to learn a terrible secret about the mysterious death of Jalet, the first wife of her husband, Ebony. Fans of historical projects are waiting for an unforgettable journey back to the 70s and immersion in the atmosphere and spirit of those times. The main storyline develops against the background of the obvious division of society into the poor and the rich. The system of domination of the powerful clearly and in the brightest form flourished in the 70s in Turkey. How did the society live? What thoughts and ideas were guided by the developing youth, who were not satisfied with this situation? However, the social, economic and political side is just a background and foundation for the events around the main character Jalal Aga. He is a gentleman, a wealthy man, and all further events flow from this position. which plays an important role. In the series on the background of family drama, develops a beautiful story of love, on the path of which constantly arise all sorts of obstacles. Lovers now and then find themselves at the mercy of the prejudices of society, the evil of paganism and gossip, also the negative attitude of their own families. According to the unwritten rules of the society of that time, marriage between the poor and the rich is absolutely impossible, and such love will bring a lot of troubles to the lovers themselves. Did you find this series interesting?